Dear Hasbro, my name is Alicia Garcia, a single mother of a 10-year-old daughter named Jennifer Garcia, who is a huge fan of your show. Non-stop, all she ever does is talk about the My Little Pony show and how it is the greatest thing on earth. I have watched a few episodes with her and have to admit I have gotten hooked on it as well, or at least I used to. I don't see the show the same way nowadays. Ever since she has started watching it, she's been asked for a Rainbow Dash doll, her favorite pony, by the way. I have tried to find one to buy her once at the store, but so far, I haven't found one, or for that matter, any My Little Pony dolls or figures. I had once asked one of the store clerks if you'll ever have some, but she had no idea of what I was talking about. She has never heard of it. I have also looked online on eBay and Etsy, but still haven't seen any toys from your show. A few weeks ago, my daughter Jennifer brought home a Twilight Sparkle Vinny figure, and she said she found it on the playground under a swing set. It was dirty on one of its wings were ripped off. Someone had colored its eyes with black with a pen or a marker, and it had the strangest smile I have ever seen on the doll. It's silly, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but sometimes I feel like the doll hates me. Jennifer loves it and takes it everywhere with her. I can't even imagine why she loves it so much. It's a broken toy, but it's her favorite. I tried cleaning it up, but I haven't been unable to remove any black ink. She took it with her for a sleepover at a friend Amelia at her house a few weeks ago. I'm not sure what happened, but my daughter can't come over there anymore. I don't know everything that went on in that night, and from what little I do has something to do with Jennifer loaning her Twilight Sparkle doll to her friend Alicia, and when she went over to the bed and something happened with the toy during the night. It's silly, I know, but the strangest thing is that Jennifer has told me that she hasn't been to school since the sleepover. Something about it all, she does scream nowadays. It has seemed to be placed into a hospital. I don't understand what all have happened, but I'm a little frightened of it. I have caught my daughter on more than one occasion talking to it, and I'm a little creeped out. Sometimes it seems like the doll is listening and talking to her back. I know it's stupid of me to tell you this, but I can't shake the feeling. But not only what really I wanted to write to you about, the reason why I'm writing to you about is because I don't like how your new episodes are going. Neither the good or wholesome ones we started watching. And to tell you the truth, there have been more than a little sick. I don't know how you could call it a children's show. And if I ever figure out the schedule to it, I will make sure my daughter never watches it again. When we started watching My Little Pony, it was on Saturday mornings. Now it seems to be on all the time. Whenever I bring her home from school, or when she wakes up in the morning and all through the day, I will find it on. I am not sure how they do it, but for almost a year now, My Little Pony is on all hours of the day and night. It has gotten so bad that I started to unhook the cable from the TV, and now we can only watch the DVDs and shows on Netflix. That's really upsetting how the new episodes are going. Hasbro, I don't know what's wrong with you or the company that makes these shows, but they're downright evil. Only a twisted person would make something like this and like it. I thought it was strange, but it was on all the time, but I didn't mind it. That all changed with one of the season 3, episode 14, Flutter Pet. It was one where Fluttershy's pet rabbit Angel gets sick and has to be put down. That was a horrible episode, which I didn't like how all the other ponies laughed at Fluttershy and called her names for letting Angel get sick. They kept on until Fluttershy had a breakdown and started crying, while the other ponies gleefully ripped the poor bunny Angel apart. I was so shocked when I watched it with her. Even more shocking was my daughter's reaction, just laughing and carrying it on as if it were another episode. This type of show you would put on the air? The next episode was episode 315, Pinkie Party Pie. I remember the name of it and that it was even worse than the other one. How Pinkie Pie threw a party for all of her friends and they all hated it, telling her she's a failure and her parties are terrible and no one likes her and wishes she was dead. The other ponies tormented Pinkie until she literally flipped out. She started biting herself, pulling hair out while she was laughing and crying at the same time. Oh my god, it was awful. It was so bad I turned it off and I told my daughter she wasn't allowed to watch it anymore. It was disturbing on how it didn't bother my daughter at all. I talked to her about it later and she told me that Twilight Sparkle doll said Pinkie deserved it. Her parties are stupid and no one likes her, and all they do is wish she was dead. I was so stunned. I took the doll away from her after that and wanted nothing to do with your show. I thought the matter was closed and I threw the doll away and thought that was the end of it. But it wasn't. The next day after dinner, the new episode came on just as me and Jennifer watched a cartoon on Nickelodeon. I never seen the My Little Pony show on it before, and it was just horrible, as the others called it First Flight Twilight. It was an episode where Twilight Sparkle was trying to learn how to fly with her wings when she couldn't get it right. Her third try had the others get so mad at her, they ripped her one of her wings, just like the doll my daughter had, and now that I think of it, and threw her off a cliff. You nearly could see her hit the ground, as there was blood everywhere with the sickening sound of Twilight breaking her neck. Every other episode after that, Twilight missing one of her wings and hangs on a weird angle. I don't get you people. Are you creators mentally sick? Like I said before, as much as I tried to stop my daughter from watching the show, it still comes on all the time, and all the episodes are just as mean. Applejerk when they set fire to Applejack's house and called names as her and her family were trapped inside and burned to death. Colors of the Rainbow, how they trapped Rainbow Dash on the well and filled it up with water until she drowned, while all the laughing at her screams. How can you call yourself a kids-friendly show when the company you have trash like this on? There are more episodes like this, but I really don't get what you are into. I have forbidden my daughter, who didn't seem to mind it at all, from watching My Little Pony show anymore. Somehow she got the doll back, and don't ask me how, she told me. I should have done that. I made Twilight angry. What that is beyond me, she's my problem. And as my second letter to you about the show, I have attached here my response to the letter. Dear Miss Garcia, we thank you so much for the time to write to us, but Hasbro has, or will at this point in time, have any plans to creation of My Little Pony show from what you have described in some of the episodes. I'm not sure if this is some sort of joke from you or another person. Hasbro is committed to children's entertainment, and merchandise would never be looking into it. But of course, we would never create horrific shows that would torment our viewers. If you can give us more information about this, we will look into it. Sincerely, Hasbro Legal. This has to be your show. I could see your logo on every episode. Pictures taken off my screen in the show, and your name on it attached to my letter to you. Wait, I can hear the show coming on in the back of the living room.